ever since the monopolies had taken over and the urbanization of our land has occurred, an increase in labor abuse has arisen tremendously, and that includes the abuse of children, despite all their pleas against it. There's countless abuse going towards these workers, especially the children who are underdeveloped, they're harmed, they're killed during these long work days and paid so little to support their family. To go against the harsh working conditions, there have been adults that have rebelled, such as the Great Railroad Strike, but there hasn't been much advocacy for the children. So I, John Spargo, will be the advocate for the children's working conditions in my book, The Bitter Cry of the Children.
Although child labor was already seen as a problem by some, such as the National Child Labor Committee, NCLC, founded in 1904, however, the publication of The Bitter Cry of Children by John Spargo in 1906 played a crucial part in gaining public favor for the organization. The mass popularity of the book exposed the working conditions of children's, mothers, and even his friend, Henry Louis Hine, a photographer who worked for the NCLC, to convince the public of the need for better laws regarding child labor. This can be seen by examining how in 1914, 35 states would make child labor under 14 and longer than an 8-hour workday for those under 16 illegal. Eventually, in the 1930s, child labor was in significant decline.
So, John, why did you decide to write a book about the abuse of children?
I wrote it because I needed to speak for my children. I needed to advocate for the poor children that didn't have anyone to speak up for them, and they don't have a life outside of the work of the coal industry, and they don't have any access to school. I know that according to the census of 1900s, there are 25,000 boys under the age of 16 working in these mines. And injuries are so common and could result from deaths, as well as disease and different harsh working conditions. And I feel like they aren't advocated for enough. They need to be fed more, and they should be healthy. So I am an advocate for child labor.
So I'm Henry Ford, but the main thing is that I'm doing this stuff for the people. I need to have those coal mines with the children so that I can have the cheap labor in order to have it so I can make the assembly lines, to make the cars, to do everything for the people. It's all for the peoples. So whatever working conditions they have, the main importance is getting those cars for the people. It's the luxuries for everyone.
Okay, whatever. I like to listen to the children's point of view from this song and interview one of them, and I'll go get it real quick. In the coal industry for like 2 years now, and I work 10 hours every single day, and I get paid like 45 cents. And I don't have any friends, but the ones I do died because of explosions. And once Orwell came to visit us, and he asked my friends if he knew God, and my friend thought God was another kid working in the mine. So that's like, yeah, that's our condition. We don't have any education. So please free us from this. Okay. Now that we've heard it, I'm so sorry for that poor kid who has to go through this because of Henry Ford and his greediness, but I hope we can make it a better future for the future generations.
Now we head to commercial break.
I want something to draw with. I want something colorful!
We'll get our crayons today and they'll finally leave you alone.
You know what? I'm
Back
kinda
to the
sorry,
show.
child. I didn't realize that all your friends died and you don't know God. That, you have to know who God is with all your education. You need better than that. But John Spargo, you really helped me realize all those horrible conditions they were under and all the disease that you mentioned and how much the death is very common, especially in those coal mines. So thank you very much for bringing this to my attention. But I was just thinking of something for our company. That's all I cared about. Cheap labor, you know, we can make all those cars. But for these past years, that's all we've been doing. However, until we figure out another solution to this, I want no other big big businesses like mine to use child labor for profit. We will improve their working conditions, shorten their workday so that they can get an education and not allow anyone under a certain age to work. Thank you.